Hey, everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the Thursday edition of Today in Sports Betting. It's day, I don't know, Scott, what is it? Day 7, 8 in a row of football, so we're pretty excited about that. We got baseball going on, and this is the baseball show, so we're going to talk a little MLB, Scott. I think it's safe to say that our winning streak is over, and it certainly ended in dramatic fashion as the Atlanta Braves gave up 11 runs.
I think I chopped that one because I think I leaned to the – did I lean to the over in that one? I think I leaned to the over in that one. I can't imagine taking an under with Kyle Wright on the mound.
You wouldn't think so.
I know that I leaned Braves plus 1.5, but that was mostly just – I thought the Dodgers would win. I just didn't think they'd score 11 runs in the first inning. But, you know.
Kyle Wright reminds me of the husband that talks his way into one more chance with the wife. You know, he's been an obnoxious son of a bitch, and she hates him, and he does everything wrong. And he's like, I've changed. I've really changed. This time is going to be different. And, you know, he moves back for a week. It's different. You're like, oh, okay, this guy, he really has changed. And all of a sudden, he's right back to his old ways. That's what happened yesterday with Kyle Wright. He was just he'd fooled us, Scott. He'd had 4 good starts in a row.
I can't say that he fooled me because I thought that the Dodgers would win, but I thought that they would keep it competitive. I didn't think Urias would be as shut down as he was. Then again, you have to wonder, once you're down 11-0 in the top of the first, I'm assuming that you're just taking a nap at that point if you're Atlanta.
You're just throwing strikes. You're just throwing strikes and daring them to hit them. And
I'm saying if you're Atlanta, I'm assuming mentally you're just not fully there for your at-bats because why bother?
You wouldn't think so. You wouldn't think that they are going to come back from a 15-0 deficit. And it was, I turned that game on late. I turned it on late. I turned it on in the 3rd inning because I'd gotten home and did some family things. And
I didn't even watch it. I took a nap. I woke up. A group chat I was in was telling me Dodgers are up 11-0 in the first. Yeah. I'm like, I can't tell if it's serious or not. And then everyone's like, oh, no, it happened. I'm like, okay, let me see this. And I realized that 10 runs came with 2 outs.
Yeah. Couldn't get that last out, man. It was.
But I thought maybe momentum would carry over from the end of game 2. Of course, the Braves held on, but you score 7 runs in the last roughly 3 innings of that game, and then 11 runs in the first inning of the next game. I think the Dodgers bats woke up. Is that a hot take?
They certainly did at least for one day. We'll see how it goes today. I'm guessing it might be a 2-day occurrence as the Braves send Bryce Wilson to the mound to counter Clayton Kershaw.
Now, a fun fact, if you don't know who Bryce Wilson is, neither did my co-host. So you should feel better about yourself.
That's absolutely correct. I had to look him up. And this is, again, we do this every day. And I do not remember talking about Bryce Wilson once this season. So
I don't remember talking about him once, but I do remember when I looked him up, I thought to myself, that name looks familiar. But then again, Atlanta, we talked about numerous times how their rotation has been an absolute disaster with all the injuries, etc. And Bryce Wilson, well, he's 22 years old. He hasn't pitched since September 27th.
Right.
And he's facing a team that scored 15 runs yesterday. So you can do the math on that one.
Good luck with that.
He's against Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I already think he's like a young douchebag because his name is Bryce, and then I see that it's spelled with a Y, and so I hate him even more. So
I feel bad for him, not because of the name, but because of the fact that it's like, oh, you haven't pitched in 3 weeks. Here's Clayton Kershaw. Have fun.
So you actually have a concrete reason to not like him, where I just have a nebulous thing about his
It's
name.
not a matter of not liking him. I don't know him as a person. I just don't like him in the spot because how the hell can you like him in the spot? This is one of the worst spots you can possibly imagine for a starting pitcher. He hasn't pitched in 3 weeks, and he's against a team that scored 15 runs yesterday. I don't know, and you're against the future Hall of Famer, possibly the ace of this generation. That is such an awful situation for a 22-year-old. I don't know how people are going to be looking at Atlanta saying, I think the kid's got a shot today.
You know what?
It's baseball, so crazier things have happened, but yeah. I can't see it.
He could be – his youth and inexperience could work in his favor. He could be –
because the Dodgers don't know him at all?
He could be dumb enough not to be scared. I would be more worried about like a veteran, like a
Tommy Malone,
like a Josh Tomlin, a Tommy Malone. Yeah, somebody that actually knows what they're getting into. This kid, I think it's an honor just to be nominated for him. I think
I'm assuming Wilson knows what's going on when he was in the bullpen watching the Dodgers score 15 runs in the first 3 innings of the game yesterday. But
he caught 3 home runs. He's like,
yeah,
I'm aware.
He caught 3 home runs, and he's like, oh, I got to face them tomorrow? All right. This Cody Bellinger guy, he's pretty good. They have Mookie Betts also, Max Muncy, Peter. Yeah, you know what? These guys, they got some talent.
Yeah, they do. They've been underachieving so far, and that all came to an end yesterday. So
I got to play today on this game, but that's more on a prop, so I can talk about both.
I'm excited for you. I don't know where the value is. Or the Dodgers, and it's actually for a Kershaw price. I mean, I know it's the playoffs, but it's Kershaw minus 214, and the Braves behind Bryce Wilson plus 190, plus 195. 9's the total.
Am I nuts for thinking that the Dodgers in this spot? I know the Braves are really good. Should the Dodgers actually be like minus 275?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's certainly not an unusual price during the regular season with Kershaw.
It's also against a very solid team, of course, in Atlanta, but this is one of the most lopsided. I know that Kershaw's had playoff struggles, I get that. But in terms of resumes and everything, this is one of the most lopsided starting pitching matchups I've seen in NLCS in a long time. I can't even think of a comparison. Besides like an opener or a bullpen guy. In terms of like a starter versus a starter, you have 2 guys who actually have started games and pitched some innings. This is night and day in comparison to these 2 starters. And I don't know how else to put it. No offense to Wilson. If he pitches well, good for him. It's a great story. But, I mean, they're just setting this kid up to get destroyed.
I'm looking.
You couldn't have used Wilson yesterday against Urias. You like Kyle Wright has some experience. I know he was awful yesterday, but I mean, he hasn't pitched in 3 weeks. It's like he's been sleeping. He's been on his couch, and they called him up saying, by the way, you gotta fly over. We need you to pitch against Kershaw. And he's like, I'm on.
This would be just the kind of spot. This is just the kind of contrarian spot where I would normally think about making a play at plus 195.
I think if you're going to make a play at plus 195, you just take the over 3.5.
Yeah, that's.
I think if you're going to look at it that way, you have to assume Wilson, if not the rest of Atlanta's bullpen, will struggle because the Dodgers seem to have found something. Now, I don't know if you're a big momentum guy building in for games, but I do think being down 2-0, scoring 7 runs late, and then scoring 15 runs in the first 3 innings, I think that momentum will carry over, especially for a team that's down 2-1. I think it will. Because if the Dodgers lose this game, it's basically over. I mean, they've been handed a win pretty much on a silver platter. I think you'll agree with that.
Yeah, that was the critical game yesterday without a really number 4 starter in their rotation. That was the game that the Braves had to have. They've certainly got a puncher's chance, as you and I talked about before the show, even tied 2-2. The Braves do get to send Ian Anderson and Max Fried to the mound. So
I think Game 7 they're screwed, but that's assuming they even get to Game 7 at this point.
Well, the bet would be that they could take care of it in the next 2 games.
That's what I'm saying. That's the bet. I don't know if they can, but we'll see what happens there. But it's very dicey for Atlanta right now. The series completely just flipped on its head.
Well, the pitching staff looked like I thought it would, back when we talked 3 months ago. That's yep. Exactly. This is the kind of thing that I envision happening. I
saw it happening too. I just thought the rest of the NL East was so bad it wouldn't matter, and it turns out I was kind of right because Miami actually was pretty good. But
they also were able to find pitching in places that they didn't anticipate. They were able to get quality starts out of Josh.
Anderson showed up, and
they were able to get Anderson to perform unlike a rookie.
Yeah.
So they had some things go their way.
So I already have a play on this game, so I'm not going to give that away. That's on my video for free. But I'm going to lean to the Dodgers run line.
Okay.
I just think this game's going to get ugly. You?
I'll just play over 9.
It would be such a baseball move if the game, turns out to be close or Atlanta scores a couple runs in the first inning, whatever. But assuming Wilson gives you 3 or 4, what's your move? You have most of the main bullpen guys from first couple of days because you clearly didn't use any of your arms yesterday. But
right,
I mean, you're going to have to get to these guys. Do you want Tomlin pitching? I don't even know. Melanson's only going to pitch the ninth, and you have serious problems. Their bullpen, even though it's fine, they still have Will Smith, I think, right? He's still healthy.
They do have stuff.
Yeah, but he's going to give you a late inning appearance here and there. You're going to go to Luke Jackson. That's your secret weapon. You're going to go to Luke Jackson in the bullpen for 3-4 innings because I don't think he's very good. Like I'm not throwing any options you have in middle relief, assuming Wilson even gives you 4 innings, and that's a huge if.
Yeah.
So I think that's a serious problem.
Yeah, they definitely have a little gap problem. If they can get 4 or 5, I'm sure what they're going to be looking for is to get 5 out of Wilson.
It might sound like a dumb question, but let's just say the Dodgers jump on them. Let's say the Dodgers are up 5-0 in the second inning. Do you even pull Wilson at that point, or do you just save arms?
No, he's got to wear it for a while.
I figured he's going to create his own mop-up duty if it gets ugly early.
I think he's going to have to wear this for 4 innings.
That's what I'm saying. I think whether or not he's good or bad, he's going because they don't have any arms left in long relief after yesterday. So that could be a serious problem.
Yeah, it absolutely could be a serious problem for the I think there's a good chance of this going from bad to worse if that's the way that it goes. So
now this might sound a little bit dumb, but I kind of want to ask, since this is game 4, if you're the Dodgers and you open up a decent lead, do you pull Kershaw early to maybe save him for a potential game 7, or is that too crazy?
Well, with no rest days,
I'm asking.
I think no. I don't. This is his start in this series. This is it.
I'm just saying, if the Dodgers are up a lot and it's the 5th inning, they might pull him early and say maybe you can give us a couple innings in game 7. I think that's a possibility.
Maybe, but
not a long outing in game 7.
His track record of relief appearances has not been good.
No, not really a matter of relief appearances. More like starting and giving 3 innings, kind of like what Glasnow did for the Rays against the Yankees in Game 5. Kind of that idea.
I don't know.
It's just an idea. I would lean to the over anyway, but there is a chance Kershaw can shut him down. But
I don't think Kershaw is that kind of gamer, especially with a bad back.
That's fair. I also think that's why they might pull him early because they don't want him to aggravate the back.
Yeah, I would. I think
Kershaw will go 5.
The surprising part yesterday was that was Minter that gave up all the runs, right? I mean, they each gave up 7.
I thought it was Dayton.
Dayton, that's right. It was. I lied.
I don't know if he should ever pitch in the majors again, but yeah, he's
been very good. That's the thing, Scott. He'd been actually very good.
I wonder moving forward if the Braves can go to him in confidence, and I highly doubt that. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't know. I think you throw him. Maybe not against the Dodgers. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna get a heavy dose of Shane Green.
Shane Green, Will Smith, and Melancon. A bunch of guys you'd rather save for actual save situations or close games. So
Darren O'Day's still out there, which I never understood that.
Braves are pretty much looking at 4 innings of Wilson no matter what, and then probably 3 innings of Luke Jackson. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's probably fair.
And I don't think Luke Jackson's very good. So I think that they have serious problems pitching in this matchup.
All right, we'll see what happens. All right, there you go. So let's talk about the other one, Scott. The Rays and the Astros. This one's going to be a early game, a little late afternoon special there. 5:07 start time. CBS.
Yeah, we didn't mention this first because we don't know who's pitching for either team.
They're still TBD, aren't they? Yeah, they both are.
I have no idea who's pitching. So, yeah, I'm going to lean to Tampa anyway. Just based on the thought that Houston's bullpen has been very concerning. And that's really the only type of variable that I can factor right now because I don't know who's going to pitch for either team. But Presley, I know he got the save yesterday. Not really that good. He hung that pitch to Tsutsugo. Tsutsugo just missed it. But Adames also hit one.
I did see that. I literally turned that game on for the last out.
I thought Tsutsugo got a good piece of it.
I saw the double. I saw him make it 4-3. I saw the last 2.
But Adames just missed it. That was almost gone.
Yeah.
But you have Paredes who pitched a lot last game. It's just they have a lot of bullpen arms, and I don't really think any of them are good.
See, that's the thing about Tampa Bay. If you've got uncertainty in the pitching staff about
You know that their bullpen's going to pick it up.
how they're going to piece together a game, they always seem to. Kevin Cash seems to be able to figure out how to push the right buttons. So, yeah, I would probably lean towards. Tampa Bay there.
My main lean for that game, though, not knowing who's going to pitch, is going to be the under, because of the fact that the Rays have had they've actually had 6 straight unders in the playoffs. So none of those games have gone over 7 runs. Totals at 8.5. The Rays pitching staff knows how to limit damage. I think 8.5 is too high for Tampa. I'll back the team that has a pretty good under streak right now. I'll go with the under 8.5.
All right. I'm just not making a call until I know the pitchers.
That's fair. I'm just saying that Tampa, being a very good under team, I'm gonna.
That's a good trend to ride. I just worry about Houston putting out somebody so shitty that they can't help but go over.
It's possible. I'm just saying Tampa hasn't scored more than 5. Tampa scored 4 runs or less in 5 of those 6 games.
Yeah, I know.
So they haven't done much either. So
I get it. All right, man. There you go. That's our.
We spent more time on the Dodger game because we didn't really have much to talk about with the Rays game because we didn't know who's pitching. But
we spent 10 minutes savaging Bryce Wilson. So
it happens.
You know what he's going to do? You know he's going to go out there and throw a gem.
A 3-inning gem.
No, he's going to go out there and he's going to go 6.
You think he can really go 5 or 6 not having pitched in 3 weeks? He can just come right off the bench and just go, yeah, my arm's completely fine. I'm gonna have control of everything. I don't know. We'll see.
Do I think it's likely? No. Do I think it's possible? Absolutely.
Anything's possible in baseball, but yeah, you're going to see the first batter. Betts is going to get on base, and you're going to go, you know what? On second thought, I don't think this is going to go too well. Leadoff walk to Betts, and you're like, oh, who's up next? It's going to be Muncy. Oh, yeah, let's go down the line. Yeah, this is not going to go well.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes. Obviously, the bettors have said there's a 2-1 favorite that you're going to be right about it. So
I think it should be higher, but yeah.
I think realistically it probably should be. Although, again, you got uncertainty with Kershaw's back, and you've got a Dodgers pen that hasn't been great. It's
been okay compared to Atlanta's over the last couple of days.
Well, I understand that.
Those are the B relievers. I know. Those aren't the main guys, but
you're right. That's exactly it. You're seeing the backside of the bench. So, all right, buddy. Well, we'll be watching and stay tuned because we're going to be talking about a barn burner, another of a college football game, another Fun Belt game that we're going to get to. So, as always, if you want more information on these baseball games, there's the spot to check out, winnersandwhiners.com. Doing deep dives in all these games every single day, not just baseball, but every sport in North America every single day. Check out winnersandwhiners.com. And, of course, when you get there, tell them we sent you. I don't even know that's the thing. But for myself, for Scott Reichel, for all of us over here at winnersandwhiners.com, we appreciate you watching today. As always, we hope every one of those tickets in your pocket turns into cash money back at the window. And we'll we'll fire it up and do it all again. We appreciate you watching. And we'll see you next time on Today in Sports Betting. Take care, everybody.